Hi everyone, welcome to the Indian Constitution virtual classes. So, we have discussed the basics of the Constitution earlier. So, after the first unit, introductory part of the Indian Constitution, so let us move to the another important uh, aspect of Indian Constitution, so which is very essential and important for everyone in our day-to-day life. So second unit of your Indian Constitution syllabus is fundamental rights and directive principles of state policy. So today let us discuss the fundamental rights and other aspects of fundamental rights. What the fundamental rights provide to uh, the people of the country and what is guaranteed by our constitution. So let us move to the fundamental rights topic. The Constitution of India, like the constitutions of United States of America, France, and several other liberal democratic countries, contains a detailed Bill of Rights which grants and guarantees fundamental rights and freedoms to the people of India. The Bill of Rights, Part 3 of the Constitution, enumerates the fundamental rights of the Indian citizens. It has been described by the Supreme Court as a part of the basic structure of the Constitution. The scholars highlight its importance as the Magna Carta of 1215 of rights and freedoms. So, this Magna Carta, granted by King John I of England to the citizens of the lowest category in England. So, this is the foundation for rights of people. So, in the same way, the Constitution of India, originally in Part 3, described seven fundamental rights of the Indian citizens. But after the 44th Amendment to the Constitution, their number came down to six. So earlier there were seven fundamental rights in our Constitution. So when we adopted the new Constitution for new independent India, the Constitution guaranteed seven fundamental rights. But after the 44th Amendment, the right to property got deleted from the list of fundamental rights and became a legal right under Article 300A. So, this new Article 300A included in the Constitution to make right to property as one of the legal rights. Fundamental rights are defined as a basic human rights of all the citizens. The Constitution of India guaranteed elaborate fundamental rights to its citizens in Part 3 of the Constitution. So, it is very essential for an individual for his all round development. In our Constitution, fundamental rights are listed like this in Part 3 of the Constitution. Right to equality. Article from 14 to 18 deals with right to equality and other provisions under right to equality. Right to freedom, Article 19 to 22. So these articles gives the elaborate information about the right to freedom and other provisions. Right against exploitation. Articles 23 and 24 deals with this right and its provisions. Right to freedom of religion from Article 25 to 28 deals with right to freedom of religion. Articles 29 and 30 deals with right to culture and education. And Article 32 deals with right to constitutional remedies. And one more right is added recently, that is right to free and compulsory education, and also included a new article 21A in the constitution to provide educational facilities to the children up to the age group of 6 to 14 years. Then right to property, as I said earlier, which is now deleted from fundamental rights list and made only a legal right. So articles 31, 31A and 31B deals with the right to property and various provisions of property. So let us discuss one by one in detail what right to equality and what are its provisions. First, right to equality. The description of fundamental rights of an Indian begins by a description of right to equality. Article 14 to 18 deals with the provisions of this right. So the provisions are like this: equality before law. Article 14 guarantees to all the citizens and others equality before law. All the citizens enjoy equal protection of law. The state shall not deny to any person equality before law or equal protection of laws within its territory. So there is a picture which indicates that irrespective of gender or any other uh, discriminations, everyone should be treated equal. There is no, there should not be imbalance in the society with regard to the treatment of people in the society. So there must be uh, equality, equal subjection of all people to laws of the land, and equal legal protection to all the persons are the two fundamental rights enshrined in this right. Equality before law, however, does not mean absolute equality among the unequals. It means equality among the people similarly situated. So it is not prohibit the classification of persons into different groups, whatever may be their age or education, property, qualification, or any other such distinctions. Everyone should be treated equal. It also admits the right of the state to establish special courts for trying cases involving specific offenses by certain persons. Another provision of right to equality, so Article 15 deals with prohibition of discrimination. So Article 15 prohibits discrimination on the grounds of religion, race, caste, and sex or place of birth. No person can, on any of these above said grounds, be denied access to shops, hotels, public restaurants, and places of public entertainments, or the use of wells, tanks, bathing ghats, roads, and places of public resort maintained fully or partly by the state funds or dedicated to the use of general public. So it means that on any of these grounds, the people should not be prevented in these public places to go to shops, to purchase materials, to go to hotels, to get food, to go to the public entertainment. I mean, to go to cinema halls, drama theaters, so which are for the public use. So, publics should be allowed equally in these places. And also, uh, from the use of wells, tanks, roads, roads are constructed for public use. There is no any distinction or uh, any prevention in the public roads, and the places of public resorts maintained partly or fully out of the state funds, or the public places which are dedicated for the public. So in these places, no discrimination. SC, ST, or OBC, or the people belong to any other caste should be equally allowed in these places. No any practices of discrimination. Prohibition of discrimination, however, stands restricted by the provision that nothing in this article shall prevent the state from making any special provisions for women and children. So, Article 15 and Sub Article 3. And for advancement of socially and educationally backward classes of citizens, or for the scheduled castes and scheduled tribes. Article 15, Sub Article 4, as inserted by the First Amendment Act of the Constitution. So these pictures are showing the treatment of the people, inequality or discrimination. Some children are getting education by sitting in a group, and one child is sitting away from that group. So this shows that the practice of discrimination, and sometimes in workplaces. So nowadays uh, it is an issue for women who are especially working in many uh, offices. Sometimes uh, the higher authorities may treat in a different way or may exploit them, uh, or may uh, may give the instructions which are not up to the mark of their capacity. So, like that, sometimes some discriminations are practicing. So, this is an offense punishable in accordance with law. So, everyone should be treated equal. Then, equality of opportunity. Article 16 deals with equality of opportunity. The Constitution provides for equality of opportunity for all citizens in matters relating to employment or appointment to any office under the state. Article 16 clearly states that no citizen shall, on the grounds of religion, race, caste, sex, descent, place of birth, residence, or any of them, be ineligible for any employment or office under the state. However, the Constitution does not debar the Parliament from making any law prescribing essential qualification in regard to a class or classes of employment or appointment to any office prior to such employment or appointment. It is also said that this right shall not prevent the state from making any provision for reservation of appointments or posts in favor of any backward class of citizens which, in the opinion of the state, is not adequately represented in the services under the state. Then Article 17 deals with abolition of untouchability, so which is a bad practice since ancient times in our Hindu society. For eradicating this evil practice of untouchability in India, the Constitution, under its Article 17, abolishes untouchability and makes its practice in any form an offense punishable under the law. The constitutional provisions has been the basis of two important legislative enactments: Untouchability Act 1955 and the Prevention of Civil Rights Act 1977. So, two acts passed to prevent the people from such kind of practices. The Act declares certain acts of offences when done on the ground of untouchability and prescribes the punishments. Example, refusing admission to any person to any public institutions such as hospitals, dispensary, and educational institutions. So these are for the public use. Hospitals, so to get a treatment for illness. Educational institutions, to get education up to uh, their uh, capacity and up to uh, their levels or status, so they can select the education or courses. Preventing any person from worshipping or offering prayers in any place of public worship, even in the uh, places of public worship, maybe in temples, in churches, or in masjid, no prevention of the people. So, irrespective of their religion, or irrespective of their language, irrespective of their color, caste, temples are for public worship. So, maybe it belong to the Hindus or Muslims or Christians. Even the if the Hindu people are like to go to masjid, no prevention. So they should be allowed to offer prayers. Therefore, in public places which are dedicated for the public worship, no practice of untouchability. So there is no the temples for separately for ACs or STs or higher castes or Muslims. So temples are for public use, public worship. So if we are interesting to go to masjid or church to offer prayers, so we are free. No prevention of the people. Subjecting any person to any disability with regard to access to any shop, public restaurant, hotel, or public entertainment, or with regard to the use of any reservoir, tap, or other sources of water, road, cremation ground, or any other place where services are rendered to the public. Even in the cremation grounds, no prevention of people. But for our use, nowadays we have reserved some graveyards to the Lingais or to the Brahmins or to scheduled caste or some Muslims. So sometimes the people may prevent uh, people belonging to some caste to enter that graveyard. But according to the constitution, no practice of untouchability in the cremation grounds, or the where the services are rendering to the public, no prevention of people. Insulting a member of a scheduled caste on the ground of untouchability. But uh, nowadays we are in the computer age, but still these practices are going on in the rural areas. Knowingly, unknowingly, the people are practicing untouchability. So, this is an offense punishable in accordance with law. Preaching untouchability directly or indirectly. So, supporting the people who are practicing untouchability is also an offense. So, provoking the people to practice untouchability is also an offense. Justifying untouchability on historical, philosophical, or religious grounds, or on the ground of tradition of the caste system. So, we can see in these pictures how the people of the lower caste are treating by the upper caste people. So, this is an offense. This is not allowed according to the constitution. Not even considered humans, dogs are treated better. Do the worst jobs possible. So, some people are cleaning the drainage or cleaning the septic tanks. So, this is their profession. So, on the grounds of their profession, we should not treat them as untouchables. So, for their daily bread, they are doing many, are they are working in many critical conditions. So, we should not treat them as inferior. Abolition of titles. Under this Article 18 of the Constitution, which prohibits the state from conferring any titles except honors for military or academic distinctions. It also lays down that no citizen of India shall accept any title from any foreign state. Such persons should get the prior permission of the President of India. So, if anybody is awarded a title or award from any foreign country, to receive that, we should get the permission of the President of India. Unless getting the President's permission, we don't have any right to receive such awards or titles from foreign states. This is prohibited. This article does not prevent the grant of military decorations such as Paramavir Chakra, Mahavir Chakra, Veer Chakra, Ashoka Chakra. So these are the military awards for their distinguishing service in uh, army, navy, or air force. So in 1954, the government also accepted the titles like Bharat Ratna, Padma Vibhushan, Padma Bhushan, and Padma Shri could also be conferred on citizens in recognition of their meritorious services to the state. So sometimes the people demand Bharat Ratna to some people for their extraordinary service in for the society. And some awards like Padma Bhushan, Padma Vibhushan, Padma Shri awards are granting to the cine actress for their service in those fields. So these are allowed. So these can be granted for their distinguishing service. But except these other titles are prohibited. Why? Because these titles make distinction in public life. Those who are having the titles of Dalapati like that, treats the other people inferior. Therefore, the titles are abolished by the Constitution. So, like this, many provisions are mentioned under uh, Articles 14 to 18, so which right to equality uh, deals with and provide many facilities to get employment without any distinction, to get all other facilities equal to the people. So these are the important provisions of right to equality, which is the first fundamental right in our constitution. Okay, friends. Uh, Now I will conclude my presentation uh, on right to equality. So thank you, and let us discuss the other rights in the next class. Thank you.